I hope you're all well again. Welcome to my channel. If you've not been here before, it's where I talk about twin flame process, twin flame journey, twin flame consciousness. And this is just going to be a reading. We're going to look at what we need to know. And we're in between moons. I think it's first quarter right now, so it's kind of half and half. Half in the dark, half in the light. Full moon isn't until I think it's on the 1st, so yeah, kind of halfway. Sorry, the new moon's on the 1st, not the full. Let's see what they've got to say anyway. Any kind of information. Anything you want to tell? Twin flames. Let's have a look. They're laughing. I don't know why they're laughing. They're waiting. Let's have a look. See what it is. Okay. All right. Page of Cups. Page of Cups is representative of children, inner child. Timing, Wheel of Fortune. Five of Wands, which is change energetically. Can also be aggro, kind of arguments and conflict, stuff like that. Six of Wands, vibrational success. So let's have a look and see what this is. King of Swords, that's the brain of the masculine. Strength, that's feminine over masculine. Depending on which way it's up, this one is up this way, feminine over masculine. So this means feminine strength over the masculine. So in some way it's going to be related to the brain of the masculine, what's coming through you. If you're watching this from the feminine perspective, let's have a look here. Go with the flow, Queen of Cups. Okay. Four of Pentacles, now moment. Six of Pentacles, that's connection being made in the physical. And underneath, Five of Pentacles, which is disconnection from source. So it's separation from source, basically. Separation from feeling good. Right, so what we got is we've got the brain of the masculine. And then underlying that brain, we've got separation from feeling good. Right, so your twin flame connection, what it is, although it might look like a physical separation from a person, is not that. It is two people representing the separation from source. Feminine over masculine and success in vibration. The feminine over the masculine is here. The prescription, right, is the feminine comes into their connection with source first. And through that, it feeds back to the masculine through their brain, right? So when you're we said this in another video, didn't we? When you're separated from someone in the physical, there's this we said this in the other video, it's like the aim of the game, you believe, because you are physically manifested, is to get together with that other person, right? And then everything will be all right. If I can just get that other person into my life, everything's going to be all right. But that person only represents your separation from source energy. Source energy is your feeling good. So what really is the aim of the game, and the name of the game, is you getting back together with your feeling good despite any other person, not just a twin, but any other person. So the focus needs to be broadened, right? Because you cannot focus on one other person. That's like playing a game of chess and only focusing on the queen or the knight or one of the other bigger pieces, right? You've got to look at everything else in the equation that is in your life. And you've got to see all of that as basically part of the game, right? And within all of that, you're only looking for one piece. And the one piece is you're feeling good in relation to everything that shows up for you in your physical life. So that is really That's the aim of the game. So that's, instead, you could have a million things going on around you in your physical life. This person doing that over there, that person doing this over there. A twin that you believe is the pinnacle of everything that you separated from, that you believe is like the big piece that's missing. And then another person over there, and another person over there, and another person over there. Right? So really, what it's about is like bringing yourself into center, away from all of that, coming into self and focusing only on yourself, and you're feeling good. So it's detachment, basically, is the name of the game, but it's not detachment from that physical person. It is detachment from that physical person outside of yourself. It's attachment to yourself inside yourself, not attachment to the physical person outside yourself. Attachment to yourself, right? It's ownership of your feeling good is what is the name of the game. And once you're in that ownership of your feeling good, then you can have anything you want that comes from feeling good, including that other person outside of yourself, if they are your twin flame and you're connected to them energetically. Because if you're connected to them energetically, you draw to yourself energetically anything that's in your vibration that is that point of feeling good. So that's why that person is separated from you, to represent you finding your feeling good, and then that person will come forward from that feeling good, right? And how it operates is through your brain as well, not just your vibration. So that's basically that bit there. Success vibrationally brings forward everything that comes from success vibrationally. So success vibrationally, it's like they say, you have all these people standing around in your life, events, situations, things, places, stuff that's happened to you, whatever that is, all standing around in a circle around you in your life, right? And the success comes from you singularly being attached to your point of attraction, which is it is detachment from all that is around you. Because if you allow one piece of that stuff that's around you make you feel any which way at all, you're not in your location of feeling good. Location of feeling good is only about being detached from everything around you and it not being allowed to interfere at all with your feeling good. Okay, and there we have the strength in that, which is ownership of the feminine ownership of the strength, right? So it's kind of like, and the masculine is attached to that. Again, it's energetic, it's innate, it's the infinity, the twin flame connection. You're attached energetically, but as well, it's like, and the mind, how it operates through the mind. So if you've got someone, if you're connected to someone vibrationally, which you are if you're twin flame, that is a thing. Yes, you're connected vibrationally. You have this work in progress, which is coming back to each other physically through the aspect of feeling good, which is point of attraction. So what matters in terms of it being a vibrational connection is that, again, your focus should be you're feeling good, because that would be like where you say the 8 connects in the infinity in the minute, in the numeric 8, right? There's only one point it can connect, which is the feeling good. The rest, it's in detachment, right? So that person being in your life in the physical has to be a representation of your feeling good. So unless you're in that feeling good place, you found that sweet spot of feeling good no matter what, in relation to everything else around you, no matter what it is, then that's the place they come to you, right? That's where they manifest into the physical. So yes, you can say it's vibrational, but in respect of what do we need to go on about, how do we need to look at that, that's really all you need to know. There isn't anything else. Because if you were to look at it in any other way, as any kind of vibrational thing, any kind of energetic thing, then you would only go out of where your feeling good is located, right? Because you would go into maybe where you're searching for more meaning of it energetically. Where are you going to search for more meaning? Because if you only need to know it's your feeling good, that is the coming together place of the two people, that's all you need to know. So if you're trying to look for some other meaning through what is energy, you're going to go out of looking for it in an energetic way at all. You might therefore go into it in an emotional way, and you'll be looking for it in the emotions. And you see all those people out there in YouTube and Facebook land, and they're all looking for it in the emotional realm. They're looking for it in the romantic illusion. They're looking for it in the sadness and the longing and the abandonment, right? And the pain of being alive. And they're looking for it in the ego machinations of why did this person do that? And why did they do that to me? And why are they like this? And why is he doing that? And why is she doing that? That's ego, right? And they're looking for it in the pain of what is the ego, and they're looking at it in the loss of what is the emotions. So they're not understanding the only place that you can find that physical reunion is in the point of feeling good. There isn't anywhere else you can find it. You could labour in your head as why you did that and why you said that and why it's like that for the rest of your life if you wanted, but that is not your point of feeling good. You could be in the loss and the sadness and the grief of not having it for the rest of your life, and you will never have it because that is not the feeling good, right? So you're not going to find it anywhere but that one thing, which is the feeling good. And then that's your attachment to source, right? So when you attach to source and you find that feeling good, and again, source is not then, it's not like we don't need to read the Bible. We don't need to we don't need to do anything, right? All we need to know is that source is the feeling good inside of yourself. That is what source is. And why is it that? Because when you liberate from your physical body and you're no longer in your physical body, all there is feeling good. Because you liberate from the pain of the emotions and all that entails in terms of loss and abandonment and grief, and you liberate from the mind and all the machinations of the ego and the talking about the terrible things and how it's all terrible and how it's all awful and it's all worrisome, right? That's what you liberate from when you liberate from your physical existence, and you are only feeling good. When you go back to vibration, you are only feeling good, because that's what the point of attraction is, and your point of attraction is what you are vibrationally when you're not in a physical, right? So all of that, right? And then this brain of the masculine, you see how you are connected. You're connected in every single way. So as far as the vibration and how you connect, that's all you need to know. It's the feeling good point. That's the only bit to focus on, right? And then how else can you look at it? Well, you can know that you're connected through the mind, therefore, because once you release the feminine strength here, what is that strength about? It's about releasing from ego. Because everything about being in a place of feeling good is about releasing from ego. You cannot be in ego and feel good at the same time. It's impossible, because ego always wants to find something that's wrong. That's what the mind does. So it's liberation from the mind. That is the point of feeling good. Once you move away from what is the vibration itself, and then you want to talk about, what's the mind got to do with it? It's not about what he says or what he thinks or what he thinks about you, or is he thinking about me? It's not about any of that. It's about, is he feeling good? And therefore, is he detached from his ego? And if you're detached from your ego, then he's detached from his ego. And how it moves forward through this infinity, through the vibration, is about detachment from ego. And that's mastery over the mind, which is what this is. So when you master your mind as a physical example of the connection, he's going to master his mind. And that's how you're connected through the mind, because you're connected in every single way. But it's not about thinking about that person. That's not what the connection is. And it's not about, is he thinking about me? Because that's not your location of feeling good if you're asking that question. There's only ever going to come more doubt, worry, fear from that. Because it doesn't matter what answer you get. Is it ever going to be enough if you're not with that person physically and you believe that is the end that's the end point? It's never going to be enough. Which is why the only place to be is in let go from it. I cannot know what he's thinking. And I shouldn't know what he's thinking. I don't want to know what he's thinking. I'm not interested in what he's thinking. It doesn't matter what he's thinking. It's only harming me to wonder about what he's thinking. Everything, all that stuff, right? So, and then here we've got 5 of Wands, right? This is aggro and aggression, but it's also change vibrationally. And then we've got go with the flow, feminine here, right? Which is just letting go again. But we've also got masculine, brain, mastery. So the mastery, as I said, is the mastery is in letting go of the ego. You're connected through, we talked about vibration, feeling good is the only thing to know about that. The mind is about the ego. That's the only thing to know about that, right? But how you're connecting here as well is about turning dark to light. That means deleting ego and coming into higher self, which again, all that is letting go of what goes on in your head. There's no ego that is higher self. It isn't. It's lower, right? So it can never be higher self. So it doesn't matter. It's like the spiritual illusion, right? It's like you can't think about it and it be higher self. Higher self is not thinking. And the crossover point of that, right? The real understanding, again, the eight, the infinity, where it connects, is where you understand by practice. Because if you let go of your ego and you stop thinking, you will receive clarity from outer space, right? Outer space, outer time, through vibration, through not your twin, well, also your twin, but also through everything that's out there that's vibrationally relevant. That is everything that's basically everything. Both people dead or alive, and higher consciousness that's there as well, that exists beyond the physical realm, that isn't a person, that's there. That's where clarity comes from. And with twin flames, that's the clarity that you get. So you get your clarity when you let go of your ego. So that's why, you see, this functional thing goes on with twin flames, which is the connection. It's not focusing on okay, I'm telepathic with my twin, so I think he's just thought this, because you'll get that because you're connected through the mind. But it's not really relevant here or there, because it doesn't really come into anything. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you're clearing ego. So where your focus is in your head is, am I an ego or not? How much more can I let go of what's going on in my head? Because it'll come through from him, right? And he is masculine energy, or she, and he is ego, or she is ego. That's what they are. They're a representation of the ego, and you're a representation of the higher self. So what do you do with what comes through to you, through your mind? You let go of it for two, right? Because until the work is done of the clearing of the ego, the two can't come together, because you all can't be in a feeling good spot for it to happen until the ego is cleared. Aggression, mind, go with the flow, let go. And then we've got here, child, again, brain, the masculine, and reaching out in the physical, and Six of Pentacles. Connection will be made in the physical when the inner child can move forward. Right? Your inner child, before you connect into ego, basically, because we're all born without an ego. We only start to connect into the ego slowly and slowly and slowly as we get older and older and older and older and older, until at some point with some people it sets like concrete and they're fully in ego and they never let go. And they never let go. And some people are here to do the work of letting go, and twin flames are here to do the work of letting go. And you might as well be walking in a great big circle back to where you were a child, in terms of inside of yourself and when you felt good as a child. And the reunion point is that point of feeling good as a child, right? Like walking out naked into the snow because it looks like a fun thing to do. Stuff like that. And not being afraid of anything. And going up to stroke a slug and hug a slug because you've never seen a slug before. Instead of going, it's a beastie and I don't like it, because somebody once told you they're horrible things, right? And you grew into setting that concrete of things that look weird, should be hated. So inner child reaching out. And then what we've got here, timing, Wheel of Fortune, brain, and the now moment, Four of Pentacles. That's why they were laughing, this one, because they always talk about the now moment, and they're like, you should know we're going to talk about the now moment. So timing, brain of the masculine, focusing on the now moment. There's so much power in focusing on the now moment, right? And it's a refusal to focus on anything else inside yourself, right? It starts with a practiced work through the feminine, finding the strength of mind to not focus into the ego and not to find more things to think about, to feel bad about, and to attack oneself through one's ego. A practiced work of that. So you are presented with opportunities to grow in regard to not feeling bad inside of yourself when faced with your own ego. And in that process of growing into your power in terms of that ego, you're bringing the masculine into the power. So when you're guided constantly back to how do you feel in the present moment, no matter what is going on around you, And that's all those other players of the game that are around that could be reasons for you not feeling good. And we're including houses, we're including places, we're including trips by car and boat and plane, we're including rainy days, sunny days, everything that's out there, right? And how you could feel. You know, some people wake up in the morning, it's raining. Oh, God, what a horrible day. Oh, no, I'm not going to like that. There's no, your power is in, I love the rain. I love the rain. It's miraculous. I'm alive. There's rain. How amazing is that? That I get to experience that rain. What a wonderful thing it is, because that's what children do. They don't stop to think, oh, it's a horrible day, right? So, feminine power over the mind, over the ego, is the timing of the masculine also coming into the now moment. There's such a big release, right, in the now moment. It was just showing me this picture, right, of this man, and he's looking in the mirror, and he's got his tie, and he's like doing his tie up. You know, when you see those men and they're like really in charge of their lives, and they're like really glad to be there, and they're looking at themselves, and they're just like, yeah, this is a good day. I'm going to get on with this day. It's going to be a brilliant day. I feel really together. I feel really, really strong. I feel really like able to do anything, capable to take on the world. They're giving me that image of a masculine, of a man being like that. And in that, there isn't any doubt or any fear. There's not even anything it's so distant. There's so much detachment from fear in that man looking in the mirror at himself and I'm just going to get on with it. There's not even a like, now, can I have a think about what I could fear? Have I forgotten to fear something? Isn't there something out there that I should be scared of? That I should remind myself to be fearful of? All that has gone. It's not even there anymore, right? So that person coming into that place in the present moment, which is about relocation here, reconnection through the inner child, is that authentic state of being that you are when you are a child before you come into the ego. And how they're getting there is by you coming into it as the feminine, and how you come into it is the empowered empath. The determination, the will to put your own feeling good before anything else. Right, so that's that. Let's get one more card out on all of these. Fruition comes through the brain again, but it's not like, fruition is never a question. So it's never, is he thinking about me? That's not a fruition. That's a work in progress, right? And the work in progress is a letting go of the question. And you will come to that point. Whether you want to or not, you're going to get to that point, because you'll go through your paces for so long until you come to that point. Just like I did the other week, where I finally let go. That's where you let go of it. And it's not just that person you let go of, it's every single person. Every single person. And the understanding you don't need a person at all to make you feel good. You don't need any people at all. Just going back to my last video, when I was sat there that moment on the 17th looking out this window, my realization was, do you know what? I could be on my own for the rest of my life and I am fine. So that's where it gets to fruition. Because when you get to that moment, everything starts to come back from that. Underneath relationship, that's when you will have relationship. That's when separation ends. And separation from everything. And you cross over a line, right? And everything comes back from feeling good instead of feeling terrible. Let's go 5 of Wands, divine love. So what you're actually doing is changing it all up so that can come in, right? It's like you're clearing out everything inside of you, clearing out your brain, your thought patterns, your programming, if you want to call it that, the way you think, the way you exist in ego, which is only a human thing. So divine love is operating from beyond being human. And being human is ego. And infinity, divine love, divinity, source is no ego. So it's where you operate from no ego, no fear, right? Go with the flow. Masculine and feminine coming together, chariot. So, there's all this stuff out there as well. People talk about the light body. And they talk about twin flames and the light body, and I feel like a lot of the time they don't even know what they're talking about, right? But they just have heard the words, so they think these are good words to use, right? But your light body is your vibration, right? Your point of attraction, your vibrational self. So it's a lot easier to understand than something like some convoluted idea that's outside of yourself that you can, that's like you won't know if you've attained it or not because it's a light body. In terms of twin flames, right, what is the vibration? It's the connection of two people in one vibration. So that is your light body, if you like. What does your light body look like? It looks like these two people, these two energies come together in terms of their achievement in the physical world, because it is to come back together physically, but it can only occur once you let go of everything, right? So that's the lessons as well. The Chariot, bringing it back together, is in the let go. It's always in the let go. And then you let go of all the pain and the confusion and the unclarity, and the divine love can occur. And it just happens, and it comes into beingness, and it comes into the physical fruition. Again, through the mastery of the ego, which is only ever letting go of ego, not having more ego. Page of Cups, brand new beginning in the physical, operating from inner child, moving forward from inner child. There's a lot of innocence at play there. There's a lot of opportunity, openness, possibilities. Children only see that. There's always like just what's next, in a like open way. Not like it's got to be like this and it's got to be like that, and if it's not like that, I'm not having it, and all that kind of stuff. Twin flames, the divinity is that is that inner child in operation. It's the divine. Let's wait and see let's see how it goes. Let's just stay open and see how it goes. Let's move forward without any expectations and setting it in concrete through the ego of expectation. Let's just move forward in delightful anticipation and lightness of being of what comes next, with an openness and an inquisitiveness and a love. Because that's what love is, right? It's openness, inquisitiveness. Six of Pentacles and Ten of Cups, which is happy fulfillment, basically. Ten of Cups is fulfillment. Fulfillment of everything, emotionally. But it's inside you, right? There's no questions again. Because if you've got any kind of, but what if they say that again? What if they do that again? Then you're not in the place, the location inside of yourself, which has set everything free. You still got some kind of contract that you're trying to get signed. Like, can we just have it all up front first, that you won't do any of those things again? Or to me, that have been done by other people to me in the past. Can I just get that in writing first? Because if you got that, that's ego, right? So it all has to be let go of. The fulfillment is inside oneself. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy, if you like. The divinity of divine reunion, twin flame, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because once you feel good inside yourself and you've let go of everything, then you're only ever going to get back what comes from feeling good. And that's that. So you don't have to ever have anyone say, oh yeah, I promise not to do that again. I promise not to hurt you again, because you cannot be hurt. Once you've fulfilled your own self-fulfilling prophecy of feeling good in relation to everything that might show up outside yourself to make you feel bad, you can never feel bad again. That's why it says Six of Wands, success in vibration. Once you're never going to feel bad again, you've got a successful point of attraction that's an ongoing point of attraction. And that was always your work in progress, your point of attraction. Wounded warrior. Right, so the ending of the masculine's process is your successful point of attraction. And that is merely inside of yourself, a feeling of feeling good that's never going out of location. So it's like that thing that Sticky's got in his hand. Remember those things you get as a kid? It's like you spin the thing, right, on its tail, and it has to spin on its axis. So your point of attraction is you spin that thing and it keeps going like that, in a feeling good motion inside yourself. And what it is when that thing falls over and loses balance is where you go into your head and you're like, hang on a minute, let me just think about this thing that was terrible that happened to me. or it's spinning and it's spinning in your point of attraction. Hang on, let me just worry about this for a minute. And it collapses every time that happens, right? Spinning, 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 spinning. Let me just think about him again and wonder where he is, and if he's coming back, it collapses. So his point of attraction is your point of attraction. It's when all the balls are up in the air. Right? All the balls are up in the air. You have let go of everything. You fling them up in the air, and then that's it. It's gone. Everything's gone. And what lands after that is what lands after that and comes into being after that. Strength, ending in the mind. So that's that. It's the ending in the mind. That's the conclusion. It's the ending of the ego. And it will happen. It's an organic process, an authentic process. Everything else is just an illusion. So the illusion that it won't happen is an illusion. The ego is an illusion. Everything the ego does is an illusion, because it will only ever be thinking about things that aren't in the present moment. There is nothing of the ego that can connect to the present moment. It cannot, because it's always wanting to find, well, hang on, if I do that, what's going to happen next? And is that going to be a terrible thing? Right? Or it's going to be looking back and saying, well, that happened to me in the past, so that probably is going to happen again, because that's what people are like, and that's what they're going to do, and things like that, right? In the present moment, none of that exists. Things exist in the present moment in relation to your feeling good, we should say. So once your feeling good is feeling good in the present moment at all times, none of that exists. You see? So the only place to be is in the present moment, feeling good. That's the only place to exist inside of yourself. Wheel of Fortune, brain again, Ace of Swords, communication, starting with how you communicate with yourself inside your head. Four of Pentacles, present moment, and there is the ego and the Emperor, and that's a 4 as well, and that's the masculine made manifest, the Emperor returns. So this man that stood in the mirror, just arranging his tie and looking very confident and not full of himself, just capable and confident, that's the Emperor returns, right? So present moment, Emperor returns, is when you've become your present moment feeling good, basically. Fruition on the brain. Ego. Mind, completion of the mind. The timing is about the mind. And when you're released of the ego, brand new, Ace of Swords, brand new mind, a cleared out mind, right? A mind that is compatible with clarity. Clarity does not come from the ego, it comes from outer space. So that's it. That's what we're going to leave it with, I think. Anything else? One more. Let's put one more out. We'll get into a whole new story if we put one more out. Let's put one more out. 2 of Wands. So that's just a road forward, really. A new road forward. So yeah, it is a brand new story starting again. So that would be, we need to pull more cards if we were going to go into that, but we're not going to do that. So that's where the journey goes, right? It's a brand new story once the ego is cleared. Just to really, I'm going to put one more. Transformation. It's a transformation. It's a complete transformation of your mind. So it's just the cease and desist order on yourself in terms of what you're going to allow yourself to think about, you know. So that's where the willpower exists, is you're taking on board your own self-determined effort to detach from your own state of inconsistency inside yourself, the diluting of your well-being inside yourself, which is what the ego does. It just dilutes it all until there's nothing left to feel good about. So I think we'll leave it there. That's everything. So I'm going to leave it. If anybody wants to get a personal reading or anything like that, my details are in the description box below. You can find out about it there. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.